you want to learn how to make this romantic little table setting for two or more, that's what I'm going to show you in this video, so follow me. What's up, Glue Dots? I'm Elaine, the Midnight Crafter. And the little table setting can be for two people or for as many as you feel like making it for. It's a great little romantic table setting for two for, say, Valentine's Day or a special occasion. Or depending on the color flowers you use, you could maybe use white and do it for a wedding type of a setting, or mixed colors and do it a springtime decor. So it's really versatile. And it's a fun one. It's super easy and it's a quick one. So not too complicated. We love those kind of projects, but it'll make a big impact on your table. So before we get to it, a little bit of housekeeping. I don't know, forever I'm confused. And now I'm using my phone because the battery on my camera died. So down on one of these sides is the subscribe button. And if you hit the little bell next to it and hit the subscribe button, it will notify you every time I upload a new video. And if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment because I love hearing from you all. Also, another couple of things. I've had a few of you comment on my little owl shirts that I wear in some of my videos. You can find those down below. There should be some pictures of stuff, apparel, and that kind of thing. But I also have really adorable little bling owl keychains that I give away every first of the month. If you'd like to enter that drawing to win one of those, that is also down below, but down in the description box. So don't forget to hit that. You only have to enter one time. So once you've entered once, you never have to enter again. And I will draw a name every first of the month and let y'all know, usually in a live video, who won the prize. So, okay, I think we covered it all. I don't know if there's anything else, but hopefully not. I think the only thing left to do now is get to this video. So let's do it. First thing we're going to be doing on this project is taking apart some of our flowers. I've taken apart a few of them so far so you can see. I found that it takes about 1.5 bunches per placemat. So pulling these apart, you just pull this little piece off the back here and then take the petals off, and then there's a little plastic piece in here. You just pull that off and then take the little plastic guy out of the middle. So we're going to do that first and separate your flowers into little piles. So the center part, you're going to want to put those in a separate pile because we're going to use those later for our napkin rings. The other ones, once we get them all separated, we're going to be cutting them. So go ahead and do that with all your flowers, about, as I said, about 1.5 bunches from each one. And if you want to do them as you go, do a few of them so that you don't demolish all your flowers in case you don't need them all. You can use them. I would then just do maybe about 4 flowers at a time, and then as you need, you can do some more. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so I note that even though these all say roses, I discovered that these dark red with a little bit of purplish on them actually have 3 of the large petals on there, where the pink ones and the kind of peach ones only have 2 of the large ones. So just something to make note of when you're buying your flowers. Of course, you may pick other colors. So what we're going to be doing next is taking your 3 petal flowers, and we're just going to be cutting off one of the petals to have an individual one. So you're going to have this that has 2, and then you're going to have your single one, and put those aside in separate stacks. And that is what we're working on now. Not too complicated, no rocket science here. All right, be right back. Okay, so now you're going to start with one of your double petals. It kind of looks like little fairy wings or something, or butterfly wings. And you're just going to put a little bit of glue, kind of, not a dot, but I would say sort of spread around. And then just attach this on there like that. Now, watch out, because the glue is going to poke through that hole there, so you don't want to use too much glue because you don't want to burn yourself. So you're going to go all the way around, and we're going to be alternating the different colors. So I'm going dark red, pink, peach. And how I'm placing them is I'm going around and just overlapping the edge of the petal there onto the next one. So see where it's going to go. Add a little bit of your glue. It doesn't take much. These petals stick on there really easily. If you're someone who burns yourself, you might want to use one of those little rubber finger things that they have if you're prone to burning yourself. So see how I'm alternating, and I'm just going to work my way all the way around until I meet up to this side again. So my first row all the way around is done, and if for some reason, and mine ended up pretty well spaced out, but if for some reason it doesn't and you have a gap or you have something, just take one of your single petals and fill in if you need to. Maybe you can just alternate those. I promise you that once it's all kind of done, no one will even notice that. So our second layer, what we're going to be doing now again is taking the double petals, and we're going to be going a little bit further down so that it falls right in between the other two and kind of covers up these little holes where the whatchamacallit doohickey stem, where the stem was. Okay, so go ahead and work your way around doing that. And this is a simple project. The great thing about it is you can change it up to whatever colors scheme you want to go with. So kind of neat, something a little different, very springy. Also, you know what is great? I feel like this one can be used for Valentine's Day too, just because of all the pinks and peach and stuff like that I happen to choose for it. It really looks Valentine's-y to me, and it'd be great. So it's a dual use object. That's lame. Dual use project. So anyway, don't worry that some of your colors overlap. Again, it's not going to matter. These roses have a lot of variegation in their coloring in the petals, so it all works out in the end. No worries, my friends, we're all good. Okay, here's how it looks with the second row in. So now if you still have some double petals, you're going to go around again with the third row the same way. If you don't have any double petals left, like for me, I'm out of them in the red ones, you're just going to go ahead and take two of your petals and attach them together and glue them again, covering where the little holes are. So these would go right there, for example. And we're going to go all the way around and do that same thing, kind of just like we've been doing. Continue on, and we'll be back. Okay, so here's my third row done, and I just wanted to show you that wherever we put the double petals that were already attached, they still have the little hole showing, and that's not very pretty. So since we have some of our extra petals going, you can go ahead and either pick the same color as whichever petal that is and add one in there, or if you want to change it up, you can add in a different color. So I'm just going to add one little petal to cover that hole. And I only had a couple of those. And there we go, and that kind of fills it in. So if you feel like you have any little empty spots that you would like to fill in a little more, you can go around and do that. And if you're satisfied with it, then we will move on to making the napkin rings. So we're going to set this aside while we do the napkin rings. What we're going to be using for the napkin rings is the stems that we have from our flowers. So go ahead and find the longest ones and use a good pair of shears. I like the garden shears from Dollar Tree because they have that little indent part on them right there, and it seems to be really good for cutting metal items. And I feel like that would just really damage your scissors if you were sitting there cutting metal constantly with them. So what you're going to be doing now, we're going to take off the leaves from that, and we're going to be shaping this into the napkin ring circle. So bend it until you can get that overlap, but you also, it follows the curve around nicely, so you have something to glue. Okay, so you should have a nice bit overlapping, and we're going to be hot gluing that together. So be really careful not to burn yourselves on this one. Start with more towards the center gluing it, and then you can worry about the edges afterwards, so that you have something to hold together there. Make sure your circle is about the size you want it before you let that glue harden up. Once my glue cools off a little, I kind of pinch it just to help it along. But you want to, I mean, I don't know, I'm not going to recommend that to you because I don't want anyone saying that I told them to do that and they got burned. So glue the rest of it together there, get a nice, the whole thing solidly put together. Once you have it glued together, it's going to look something like this. Not very pretty, nothing very attractive about it. But now what we're going to be doing is taking our leaf and remove the little plastic thingy off of the bottom there, so you just have your leaf. We're going to be gluing that onto the ugly gluey part of this. Now don't put so much glue that you unglue everything you just glued together, because obviously it's hot and it's probably going to come apart if you're not careful. So this will take care of covering most of that glue. You don't have to completely glue it down flat, because it's nice to have the leaves be a little bit free. But if there's a particularly ugly area, you can add a little extra glue and glue it down to cover it. Now with the little center parts of our flowers, we're going to take one of each of the colors and stack them. Stack them however you want, whatever way you like, or if you want to use the same color or alternate them, whatever you like. I kind of want to put one of each of the three of my colors just to change it up a little bit. So I'm gonna put a little glue here and put my first layer down, then just a tiny little bit of glue in the middle. It doesn't take much, because you don't want to glue your flower flat necessarily. You do kind of want it to have a little bit of dimension. And there you go. So to finish this off, what I'm going to do, I just happen to have some extra little gems from other projects, which you can buy all kinds of, there's all different kinds. There's the bling wrap. You could cut a piece or 4 little pieces of it and put in there. If you have extra pearls, if you have any little stones, you could do a little button in there. Anything you think that you would want to put in there to finish off your flower. I have this little gemstone here, and I'm going to put that in the center. And here's our cute little napkin ring all finished. If you're enjoying my channel, please leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment and join the Glue Dot family. There's lots more projects to come, so you don't want to miss out. I'm going to show you this put together and see what you think.